Thank you for checking out the video. I'm going to show you how to make some Pinata Baseballs. Whether you're at home using one of our kits or not, you're going to need about 1/3 of a cup of flour. And this is all-purpose flour. You're also going to need a large bowl to mix and 1/3 of a cup of warm water. Ignore the balloon on the bottom of the cup. Something to mix with, and a sheet of construction paper. The color of your construction paper can determine the color of your piñata if you do not have any paint. You're going to need some balloons. Well, really, you're only going to need 2 to make one baseball. And something that you can position the balloons in that's either easy to clean or can be thrown away. You can begin to mix your ingredients by mixing your flour and water together, mixing at the same time to avoid any extra clumps. Your spoon or whisk to mix the ingredients together until you get to a drippy consistency. Slide this out of the way and slide in your balloon stand. Position your balloons upright. You can do this with one balloon if you can blow it up into a rounder shape, but these water balloons tend to blow up in kind of an egg shape. You can take the cut up pieces of construction paper and drop them into the flour mixture. You really only need to lay one side of the piece of paper into the mixture and then wipe both sides. If you lay it in and then try to flip it, it kind of gets a little too much of the paper mache mixture onto the paper. Oh yeah, don't forget to add salt. You're going to need to add about 1/2 tablespoon of salt and then mix together. That helps avoid any issues with mold if you don't hit this Pinata baseball for a little while. Continue to add your pieces of construction paper until you feel you have completely covered at least 2/3 of the balloon. If you want to do more than one layer of the paper, you can. It's better to let it dry a little bit before you add the second layer. The more layers you add, the stronger your piñata will be. I typically only make one layer and it works pretty well. You'll see with the second balloon I'm a little bit more intentional in the pattern in which I lay the pieces of construction paper and more of a lattice pattern. This helps me cover the balloon a little bit more efficiently, but isn't totally necessary to get the job done. Once you have both balloons covered, you're going to want to find a place that you can set these to dry. I set mine outside. Now it's a 95-degree day and it took about 18 hours for these to completely dry. And you can see the sun actually popped one of my balloons. I use a toothpick to check the consistency of the paper mache and to pop the other balloon. Flip the paper mache over to knock out any extra pieces that might be inside, and you can see that my 2 halves are not going to fit together perfectly, so I'm going to use a pair of scissors to cut them down and actually cut one slit into 1/2 of our Pinata baseball so that I can fold it into a cone shape. Once you have it into a cone shape, you'll see that it can fit nicely into the other half. And I'm going to reposition my cone just so I can make sure I have a secure fit and that it's not going to slide out too easily. So I went ahead and painted my Pinata baseball white. And you're going to draw seams with a red marker. I recommend a Sharpie or pretty much anything other than this Crayola marker. So now this piñata is done being built and it is ready to be filled. So I used Fiesta Confetti to fill this piñata. You can use as much or as little confetti to fill your piñata. Obviously the effect is greater the more confetti that you put in. Once you have your piñata full, you can go ahead and put the 2 halves back together, and the cone should expand once it goes in the other half of the Pinata baseball, and this piñata is ready to be hit. So I hope this video helps and that you enjoy our Pinata baseballs, and thanks for watching Play at the Plate.